We join Team Liquid in this game as they are checking Roche. They have been fighting into a Drow Ranger high ground for about 10 minutes now without much success. So they want an Aegis or a pick-off to secure their next high ground fight, but they're not going to get either. It's hard for Team Liquid to find their positioning in this game. They've had to deal with this Puck and Lion chasing their backline Oracle around, as well as the Invoker having to go back to deal with the split-pushing Drow. So, in order to make sure that this Drow is not going to be split-pushing their racks while they go and take Roche, Liquid are going to move into their own triangle here. And, luckily for Liquid, the Drow is right there, all on her own. Or is she? Now, I'm leaving Team Liquid's vision on during this fight to show exactly how hard it is for them to get a coherent fight together after it has started. They have so little vision here. Sumail went down right off the bat, and now his two counter-initiators have gotten caught by a Puck who BOT'd in as well. Meanwhile, the Luna is still trying to get into the fight from the bottom side, while the Oracle, who teleported in from the top side, immediately gets found by the Puck. There is no stampede through all of this because Team Liquid already used their one for the fight in mid. In the center of the fight, the Luna has jumped up, popped her Eclipse and her BKB in order to deal with the Lion, but he got disrupted first as well. Neither this Eclipse nor these Glaives are hitting anything, because Team Liquid just can't see their enemies. And now they have grouped up for the Ravage too. The Oracle dies, and now Luna is left to face the Drow's arrows on her own. Now it's time for Team Spirit to run down the stragglers. In the meantime, Team Liquid can spend their time in the fountain, wondering why that fight went so wrong so fast. Luckily for us, we can just switch positions, switch vision, and look at what Team Spirit did right to get this amazing fight for themselves. Let's start things off with this split-pushing Drow. As you can see, Yatoro is being very careful, sneaking in and out of the trees to make sure that Liquid do not have constant vision on him. And he is also being covered by his position 5 Lion here, who has been with him for the past 10 minutes actually. This Lion has never once left the Drow's side. The other thing that this Lion has done is make sure that the triangle is already warded up. So Team Spirit have perfect vision of what's about to come their way if Team Liquid decide to come from their flank. The fact that this is a +5 Lion matters for the coming fight. If this would have been an AA or a Grimstroke, Team Spirit would have been unable to buy the Drow enough time to kill the Invoker. Now, as you can see, Team Spirit were not actually interested in that mid fight. Yatoro is farming, the Tidehunter was never going to die, they're looking for a better opportunity than this, and a better opportunity will very soon come knocking. Sumail, on his Invoker, spies the one thing that his team has been looking for 10 minutes now. It's a Drow Ranger, and she's seemingly alone. Now, he can't fight her, and he probably knows this, but when he attacks her and no supports actually show, it means that he's relatively safe to count on the fact that his teammates will be able to reach him. Unfortunately, Miposhka has very good self-control and he knows that this Drow is actually safe, so he does not go. Just imagine what happens if the Lion actually jumps down here. They lose a bunch of their high ground vision, they lose that position that forces the Luna to go in later, and most importantly of all, they can't make sure that the Centaur doesn't get on top of the Drow Ranger anymore. Miposhka's restraint here is what makes the fight. Now look at the difference in vision. During this part of the fight for Team Liquid, they could barely see who to target. Whereas here for Team Spirit, they can see everybody. They know exactly where the Luna is, they can see the Oracle coming into D-Ward, and the Puck is going to immediately be on top of him. There's no way for them to mess this one up. Quoikva over on the flank cannot actually stop Collapse's Tidehunter from coming into the center of this fight. Insania has been fleeing from the Puck that's hunting him down, but that only means he walks straight into the Ravage. And while Mika finally gets a bunch of heroes close together to hit with his glaives, this is not the scenario that he would have wanted. He has no saves from his Oracle, he has no heals from his Enchantress, he has no AoE from his Invoker, and as a result he will go down as well. So, to wrap it all up, Liquid made a routine rotation and found themselves an unexpected opportunity, but they were too eager to grab it. Now, they could have still won that fight if the lion panics and jumps down to the low ground, but he has all the time and the knowledge in the world to know better, and it put Liquids into a very bad spot from which they cannot win the fight anymore. Vision, preparation and discipline make the difference for team spirit, and it nets them a playoff spot.